out in the garage having a little coffee this morning, watching some Fox and Friends on a Saturday morning, so it doesn't get much better than that. But one of the reasons I'm in my garage is because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the fire pit. I mentioned in a previous video I had a fire pit ring, so this is how you prepare the ring and get it ready for the fire pit itself. So I'll show you that. I'm not going to bore you with a video on how to do this. I'm just going to do a quick recap because you can get that on YouTube with many other videos. But essentially what you need for the project is you need a tape measure, you need a Sharpie, you need a drill and a step drill bit. That is a 1/2-inch step drill bit. And you also need a sander of any kind. So what you do, I'll pull the fire ring over here. And again, I got this at Tractor Supply County Line. I think it's a 3-foot diameter fire ring. So I measured 2 inches down and 2 inches over all the way around the top of this, and took the drill bit, step drill bit, and went right through this. It was very easy. Just if you have a powerful drill, you'll be able to go through this pretty quickly. It probably took me about 15-20 minutes to do all these. I don't know how many holes there are, but there's a lot. And then down at the bottom, in the center between this seam and the bottom seam, I drilled less holes. There's about 8 holes there, I think, overall down at the bottom. So from what I understand, how this works is I'll put rock. I'm going to leave a chamber between the rock that I put down. There's going to be a chamber in between this, somewhat like this. So where these holes are at the bottom, I'm going to leave gaps between the rock and this fire ring. So there'll be a hole here at the bottom to allow air to come through and feed the fire. That's going to give it oxygen to get hotter. So the air that comes through between the rock and this chamber is both going to go through this hole, and it's also going to go up. This is going to be so hot that when this oxygen goes through these holes, that's the idea anyway, and I'm going to have this capped off to where it can't go through at the top. When the oxygen goes through these holes, it's going to be so hot that it will burn the smoke off the top. It's called a secondary burn. And though this is called a smokeless fire pit, it will not be completely smokeless. That would be absurd to think that there would be no smoke coming through this. So it's not 100% smokeless, but it will smoke less. And you guys know that one of the biggest annoyances when you're around a fire pit is having to move around because smoke is always following you. So hopefully that will keep the smoke down, and we'll be able to enjoy the fire pit area a lot more. Also, I picked this up at Tractor Supply as well. This is a Rust-Oleum high heat coating. It's up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, so that should take care of the inside of this thing and make it look more appealing from the inside, and also protect this. Now, a lot of folks have talked about this galvanized fire ring, and you know, as long as you're, from what I understand, as long as you're in a well-ventilated area, this will burn off eventually, but I'm using this to help protect against that as well. So should be just fine. That's that's just a quick recap on how this thing's going to work, and now let's put it together.